Right now, far beyond Earth, past Mars, drifting through the cold, quiet territory of deep space, something strange is happening. NASA's and ESA's telescopes have captured new footage of an unexpected event unfolding near the interstellar visitor known as 3I/ATLAS, an object that astronomers thought was just a frozen traveler, a leftover shard from another star system, has suddenly behaved in a way no one predicted. Something separated from it, something measurable, visible, and still unexplained. Before we explore what scientists are trying to understand, hit that like button, subscribe, and tell me which country you're watching from. Because what we're witnessing isn't just another space update. It feels like a moment humanity will look back on, one where a quiet visitor from the stars surprised us with a mystery we never saw coming. When 3I/ATLAS was first detected, astronomers classified it as a standard interstellar comet. Ice, dust, ancient carbon compounds, all glowing green due to simple chemistry, sunlight striking diatomic carbon. The explanation was neat, clean, predictable, but now that tidy picture is cracking open. A few days ago, NASA's Solar and Heliospheric Observatory recorded a brief outburst, just seconds long, not just a cloud of dust, not a typical cometary jet, but a structured, unusually symmetrical flash of reflected light. Scientists aren't calling it artificial, they're not calling it a signal, but they are calling it an optical anomaly. And that alone has the scientific community buzzing, because immediately after that flash, a smaller fragment detached from 3I/ATLAS, a piece big enough to track in both visible and infrared wavelengths. At first, researchers assumed it was typical outgassing, breaking off debris, but data coming from multiple observatories challenged that idea. This fragment didn't behave like loose material drifting away. It showed a consistent shape, a stable reflectivity, and an emission pattern that didn't match the nucleus of 3I/ATLAS. Even more perplexing, its readings showed a repeating thermal pattern, cycling every few dozen seconds. Not a code, not a message, just a repeating anomaly. And that alone is rare enough to spark dozens of hypotheses. Then came the trajectory analysis, where things grew even stranger. Over a 72-hour window, the fragment's motion wasn't perfectly random. Its drift had a faint but measurable consistency, as if something other than gravity alone was influencing it. To be clear, scientists are not saying it's controlled, but they are saying the motion is unusual enough that typical explanations like comet jets or uneven heating don't fully account for it. And that's where history echoes. Because this isn't the first time an interstellar visitor has defied expectations. In 2017, the elongated object ʻOumuamua passed through our solar system, accelerating slightly as it left, without any visible outgassing to explain it. Most scientists still favor natural explanations, but the mystery never fully went away. And now, a second object from another star system, arriving from a similar region of the sky, has produced another baffling moment. Statistically, the coincidence is intriguing enough that some researchers are re-examining old assumptions about interstellar fragments and their origins. Are these simply survivors of ancient collisions between distant worlds, or remnants of processes we don't yet understand? Or could they be part of something larger, some natural phenomenon that behaves in ways we haven't witnessed before? The truth is, no one knows yet, but the questions are growing harder to ignore. NASA's trajectory teams are monitoring both 3I/ATLAS and the drifting fragment with increasing precision. And early modeling suggests the fragment's path might curve inward slightly over time, possibly allowing high-resolution imaging from telescopes like James Webb. If that happens, we may finally see details that could confirm whether this escaped piece is a simple shard of rock and ice or something more complex. Now pause for a moment. Imagine yourself under a cold, clear sky, looking up at the ancient light of the cosmos, Every point of light up there could be a sun with its own worlds, its own stories, its own hidden travelers. What if 3I/ATLAS carries information about one of them? Not in the science fiction sense of technology or messages, but in the more profound sense of nature's memory, a relic shaped by forces and events from a star system we've never seen, now drifting past ours long enough for us to glimpse its secrets. One detail fueling speculation is a thermal pulse detected just moments before the fragment separated, an internal warming that didn't correspond to any external trigger like a solar flare or cosmic impact. For now, it's simply a coincidence, but an interesting one. Maybe it's just natural stress building inside a body warmed by the sun. Or maybe it hints at processes inside interstellar objects that we've never observed up close. Either way, the emotional impact is undeniable. For people who grew up watching the space race, who remember the first steps on the moon, who've seen humanity reach beyond every limit placed before it, moments like this bring back that old mix of wonder and humility. It reminds us that the universe is still filled with mysteries waiting to be found. NASA remains cautious. Officially, they are treating the event as an unusual but natural outgassing or structural breakup. But off-record, researchers admit that the symmetrical geometry and the rhythmic thermal patterns don't align neatly with the most commonly observed comet behaviors around the world. Private telescopes have provided breathtaking footage of the drifting fragment, shimmering faintly as it rotates. Some frames even show subtle color shifts, likely due to changing angles of sunlight striking its surface. Those shifts seem rhythmic too, not a signal, but a curiosity. And that's the point. We don't know yet, but we are watching. NASA's deep space tracking arrays are now gathering continuous data. If the fragment maintains its unusual motion over the coming days, it could mark the first time an interstellar object exhibited behavior that challenges our existing models, not proof of technology, not evidence of life. Just a reminder that our understanding of the universe is still incomplete. So I'll ask you, do you think these anomalies are simply exotic physics at work, a natural process from another star system we've never seen before? Or could this be a hint, just a hint, that the universe is more complex and interconnected than we ever imagined? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if this mystery fascinates you, like the video, subscribe and share it with someone who still looks up at the night sky with curiosity, because as 3I/ATLAS continues its silent journey through the void, we're witnessing something no generation before us has ever seen. A cosmic traveler shedding secrets as it passes by, reminding us that space is not empty and the universe has never stopped speaking. We're just beginning to hear it.